Hi, my name is Christina Moorhead with Publisher Spotlight, and I am delighted to be talking to Maria Russo, who's the publisher at Minedition. She has a background in Montessori, so I'm just thrilled that we can be able to connect over these books. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your Montessori experience?
Thanks. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, so I have 3 children, and for 10 years we lived in Los Angeles and Pasadena area, and my children attended an AMI school actually called Oak Knoll Montessori in Altadena, California, from pre-K, really, or from toddler. They were from toddler to age 11. One of them ended up at 11. So I saw both, the toddler program, all the way to 3 to 6 and upper elementary, as we called it. So I'm just a true believer in the Montessori philosophy and Montessori education. And so now I'm happy to be publishing books that I think really would work well in a Montessori environment.
Wonderful. And just, you say that you focus on trying to publish books that would resonate in a Montessori environment. What kinds of details do you look for when you're trying to look for books that do this? What are the maybe genres or style?
First of all, I think really the primary thing you want to look for is a well-made book, a book that's a beautiful and purposefully created object, because everything in a Montessori environment is there for a reason, and it's there because it's beautiful or useful. And our books are really the highest quality paper and paper engineering and construction, and just really look and feel good. They're weighted right. The feel of the paper is always right. We have a lot of the board books that we'll be talking about, just have wonderful, die cut elements and flaps and other manipulables that are just so great for toddler and pre-K fingers and hands to engage with as they're reading. So that's the first thing, is really, you just want high production values in your books. Montessori classrooms don't have throwaway mass-produced books in them. And that's one of the reasons when you walk into a Montessori classroom, you're elevated. The children feel respected, and they feel that the environment is for them and respects them. So yeah, so we have beautifully made books. And second, as I said, we're very aware that reading is a tactile experience for young children. So some of our creators are just, I think, geniuses of board book design, and I'm really aware that children should be using their hands and as they, all of their senses as they read. The other thing our board books do that I don't see in very many board books is we pay just as much attention to the words. So it's not just about this visual and tactile experience. It's also, we try to make sure that the words actually are beautiful and well written, and even, if I can say so, kind of literary for board books. We like the language to be just as much of an elevating experience as the art.
And this carries over into your picture books as well. Now, they don't necessarily have cutouts, but I noticed they do have structural elements, pages that are stair-stepped, and just art. So this carries through everything that you're choosing.
Yeah, we're really... It's true. Minedition has always been what we call an art-forward publisher. So, we believe that children learn best with beautiful art, and beautiful language working together. That's how a picture book works. They're getting information from the visuals as much as they're getting information from the words, and when they work together, that's the perfect picture book experience. So yes, so again, it's high quality construction, high quality paper, the best international artists, and that's again, the creators of our books are international. It's an international imprint that we've just started to establish a US operation here. So, it's really another Montessori principle. It's really important for children to be exposed to voices and cultures from around the world on a kind of equal footing without exoticizing, and so that's the other thing. We're really looking for stories that bridge cultures and that help children to see themselves as citizens of the world.
Absolutely. You know, we're looking to make them into global citizens, as you say. And you know, speaking of, you know, international creators, if we could just dig into the board books a little bit, you've got a wide variety of from different places of illustrators and authors. Yusuke Yonezu, we've got two.
Yonezu. Now, and we've got about 8 books by him now. He's kind of a phenomenon in Japan and other countries. He sold millions of copies, but we're just establishing here in the US his brand. And he is just to me, the best board book creator. I don't say that lightly. He's just, you can see if you open that book, the way that he uses the page turns, the feel.
Just if you notice this little kind of, I've been doing this, you know, which is what the kids are going to do.
Right.
It really good and firm in your hands, sturdy pages, and these little cutouts. We both want this fish. You turn the page, and they have a solution to how they're going to share.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I don't want to put any spoilers in, but
right. There's just lots of different animals who work out how to handle a situation when 2 people want the same thing, and the final one is 2 children and a mom.
I'll give a little
that situation
to that. You know, they both want mommy, but I'm not going to tell you how to resolve it.
And they're like, oh no, are they going to split mommy in 2 like everything else? No.
It's language, it's sensorial, and you're using your senses. It's looking at issues of peace and problem solving. It's a beautiful book, as is his other book that I've got here, Moving Blocks.
So, you know, sharing is really the social emotional, you know, and Moving Blocks is just, it's basically math, you know, and it's very aligned with, of course, a Montessori approach to math. And, you know, the way that children learn math by seeing how you build.
And it just so you can guess. And then what's coming.
Yeah, it's really each one is subtraction, really, and addition to create the figures.
And then what are you building? Back to that original building, and then now you've got a bus. And I do notice that the modes of transportation change and grow as you go through the book as well. So there's just layers of read aloud,
relative size, right? We end with a giant rocket ship.
Absolutely. It's just a wonderful book to have in a Montessori classroom.
It's just perfect. Yeah.
I've got a couple other selections here. We've got Look Again.
Yeah, this is one of our Italian creators, Agnese Baruzzi. This is just, again, a little math lesson, but with an element of real surprise, you know, that I just think kids are going to want to do this book again and again. So it's, what is it, 1 donut or a cat, you know?
So you're guessing, and again, it's not just folding it out.
Right.
You know, so you've got, you know, critical thinking, you've got guesswork going on. There's 1 apple. What could it be?
And now we start multiplying, right? So
and it's rich. It's got a lot of pages. It's not just a few of the fold over pages. It's got length to it. Just a beautiful book to have in a Montessori classroom.
Yeah.
A lot of bases and is so sensorial and tactile for young fingers. And I'm going to hold off on the last one to the end because I know it's an up and coming new title, and we want to
sure
look at that a little later. If we move into picture books, we've got a couple here. Now, the same care that you put into the board books, you put into the picture books. One of the ones we have here, it's an amazing book, One Boy's Choice.
I love this book, One Boy's Choice. Yeah, so, you know, this is part of our commitment to bringing voices from other cultures to children all around the world. So this one actually takes place in the Amazon, among an indigenous people of the Amazon. It's a boy and his grandpa, and it's a very special day. It's the first day this boy will be going on his joining his grandfather for a fishing expedition. You can see this incredible art, The author is from the Amazon. She's writing about her own culture, but the illustrator is actually German, and she's a scientific illustrator and artist. So it's just very precise, and you just can fall into these illustrations. But the choice that the boy has to make, that his grandpa lets him know at the crucial moment, is you've caught this fish, but actually the right thing to do is to throw that fish back to join its family. That's not the right fish for us to keep, and that's a hard concept, right? And so what is so Montessori about this book is that the grandpa does not try to lead the child to the correct decision. He really makes the choice belong to the child. And the child, as you might expect, does choose to do the right thing, from the point of view of the environment and the fish population and tradition of his culture. So it would just be a perfect read aloud in a 3 to 6 classroom, or even I think early elementary, when they're exploring picture books. Because in a Montessori classroom, like every classroom, you want to keep picture books in the picture after they've already started reading. We don't want to take images and beautiful art away just because they have advanced in their reading skills. And this is the perfect kind of book that a 7 or 8-year-old can read on her own and experience what a picture book has to offer that's different than what a chapter book offers.
Absolutely. It's just a beautiful book, touches on culture, it touches on zoology and botany, geography. It's just a breathtaking book, and you're going to have adults out there, teachers, you have to read it too.
Yeah, it's just, I think it was just given a nice award from the social studies teacher organization.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm blanking on the acronym, but I think it's just perfect for social studies, teachers and classrooms.
It really is. Another title that for me really suits Montessori classroom is My Little Chick, and it is the story of a life cycle, which is very much a part of Montessori science and zoology curriculum. It shows a calendar here, and it has the story of the chicken. This is one of the books that has the staggered pages showing the egg hatching, as you know. So you've got the little pages leading up to the chick. Yeah. This one really ticks a lot of boxes for a Montessori.
Our Montessori school, Oak Knoll, had chickens, and I'm sure lots of others do too. It's just an incredibly important thing for children to learn stewardship and learn how to live with animals and work with animals. And so, this is just a great way to see the life cycle of the chicken, and also how to care for a chicken. I think you can learn from this book some tips about how to be a good steward of your chickens.
Absolutely, and it leads into activities where you're doing math with calendars, and you could have journaling if you're raising a hatching an egg in class in an incubator. There could be journaling and tracking how the egg changes. Lots of extensions in here for jobs in the Montessori classroom. So
and it's just like, I can't say it enough times, like the art is just not that kind of like commercial, mass-produced kind of art that so often is in the classroom. It's just it's beautiful and gentle, and
very soft and beautiful,
but layered, lots of layers, lots happening.
Yeah. So you can really see detail if you really look. There's a lot to get into here. It's not just a flat illustration. So beautiful book. So many beautiful titles that you've got. Are there any new ones? And I hinted at one. Are there any new ones that?
Oh yeah. Well, so we have Pika Mood, the board book that you're holding right there, is coming out this month. And this is just a fantastic social emotional book that helps the youngest children in this crucial task of being able to name and identify their own emotions and the emotions of the people around them, right? So, you know, each page has a question. It's kind of a little guessing game.
Can you guess what I'm feeling? Now watch this.
You can lift one flap and get a hint, or both flaps, and then you can see what each animal is feeling. You know, so you know, and there's a whole range of emotions in there. You know, that guy's not so happy.
Just
and
lots of different.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's great. And so you can really adjust it for, you know, if you're reading with a child, or if the child's reading, going through, you know, on his own. Yeah, it's just, that's a really nice one from Giuliano Ferri. And, you know, I would love to just bring another Giuliano Ferri book that's not new, but I'm really hoping will be, this might be our bestseller ever. And it's called Brick by Brick. This could not be more perfect for every classroom, but especially a Montessori classroom, because it's just a wordless story about some animals who take down a wall brick by brick. And they see that on the other side of that wall are some other animals. And so, and then look what happens. They decide to use the bricks that they've taken from the wall to build a bridge. You know, so to me, this is, you know, again, the perfect way to show children and to teach children peace, you know, not preaching it, but teaching it and showing what the tools are, how we create peace. You know, taking down a wall and building a bridge. It's such a great, beautiful book. And that's also Giuliano Ferri. And that's one I would really love to see in every Montessori classroom. I mean, and all classrooms too, but I think a Montessori teacher will especially appreciate having that available.
Absolutely. And the wordless, you know, the wordless nature of it means that it would be wonderful in a school, in a Montessori program, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You know,
that's right. That's really true.
That universal quality.
Yeah. It is. It's been, you know, we always publish in several languages or territories. So. Yeah.
And I'm especially vulnerable to wordless books anyway. I just
love them. And they're just great. You know, some kids struggle with them at first, and it's a really good chance to help the child verbalize, you know, what they're seeing, and realize that the child is always an active participant in the story.
It really builds a different kind of thing that is valuable to nurture. I could talk with you about books in a Montessori classroom all day long. I know neither of us have all day. I would encourage all of you lovely Montessorians to check out these titles and more from Minedition. Maria, it's just been a pleasure and an honor talking to you, and I hope we get to talk again.
Oh, my pleasure and my honor. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. And everybody take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you again.